Welcome back to the Justice League right here at Comicstorian. My name is Benny and I'll be your narrator for today, telling you your favorite video games, comic books, and movies. Today we're going to be covering Justice League issues 36 and 37, a part of the Doom War, and when we last left off, well, the Justice League had failed. Entropy had won. Perpetua, the goddess who was trying to reshape the multiverse into her own image, an evil image, with her right-hand general, Lex Luthor, who has merged with a white Martian to become the apex predator, are currently the winners and in charge. And now he is hunting down the Justice League to kill them. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, as it does help us keep track of what videos you want to see more of. And don't forget, you can also subscribe to the channel to get daily videos from us about comic books, be it a fun discussion about it, a comic book recap, or even a what would have happened situation. As a light shines on the stone altar deep within the Hall of Justice, Batman places his hand down upon it. Superman's voice tells him that this place was made of the lightest rock in existence. It was brought in from the Andromeda Galaxy. Most alien races call it the Floating Stone. Batman glances back, telling him that he knows what it is. He was there when they chose the damn stuff. Superman then asks what is he doing in the chapel, and Batman tells him nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Batman always figured out ways to win, because that's what Batman does. But this time, well, just forget it. Time to make a speech, right? As Batman puts his gloves back on, Wonder Woman tells him to wait. They all need to rethink this. Come, let them place their hands on the altar together. The three heroes place their hands on the cold stone, and Batman asks, "What god are we praying to?" Wonder Woman tells him none. They're praying to something else altogether. Meanwhile, on Lex's spaceship, the Godhead, Lex welcomes his Legion of Doom back, telling them, "Congratulations on a hard-won victory." Sinestro tells him that he had his doubts, but he's not too big of a man to admit when he was wrong. And Cheetah then says, "Yes, finally we can work in the service of a god who repays devotion." Perpetua tells them all, "Yes, your reward is coming. But first my son must prove his loyalty by killing the Bird Woman." The Anti-Monitor tells her, "It shall be done, Mother. Hail Perpetua." Brainiac then says, "Hail Perpetua. With her rise, we can all assume our rightful places in the pantheon of demigods. I myself request the repository of all history." Everyone else begins to speak their wants, and Perpetua tells them that she hears their requests, but they all have even greater roles. Brainiac says, "But I have so much information at my fingertips. How could I serve an even greater purpose?" Perpetua's eyes flare with power as she tells him, "Oh, you will." Suddenly, Brainiac screams in pain as his entire body is ripped apart and reforms itself into a large machine, asking, "What is happening?" Perpetua says that what is happening is that he is assuming his rightful place as her throne. Cheetah yells that their roles were supposed to surpass their wildest dreams, and Lex tells everyone, "Calm down. Surely Perpetua has a reason for all of this, right?" She smiles, telling him, "Yes, she does. And the reason is him." Just then, cables shoot out from the throne, grabbing onto Sinestro, Grodd, and Cheetah, and it begins to pull them in, with Lex shouting, "There must be a reason for this!" The Legion all cry out for help, with a voice in the back of Lex's mind telling him that he knows that this isn't right. He reaches out as Cheetah curses him, but once everyone is secure within the machine, Perpetua tells Lex to ease his mind, as she said before. This is for him. Lex takes a step forward and he feels a rush of power flood within him, and he asks, "What is happening?" Perpetua says that she did this for him. Now he wields the power of all 7 dark forces. He is truly her favorite son now. Just wait until he sees his army. But while Lex is siphoning the powers from his former Legion, back at the Hall of Justice, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman call upon every known hero. Wonder Woman tells them that Luthor is coming, that he has the powers at his disposal that he's never had before, that the scales of the universe have tipped towards doom. The forces that they depend on are weaker than they ever were before. They cannot stop him or the god that he worships. Make no mistake, he will crush them, as Starman's prophecy has foretold. Superman steps forward, telling them that he has known Luthor for years. There is only one thing that he has ever believed in: himself. He would often say that he was doing it for the greater good of mankind, but it would never last. But now he's something else. He fights for something far more dangerous than any weapon or dark force. He fights with faith. Green Arrow asks, so what are we supposed to do? It's a losing fight, right? We have no way to win? And Batman tells them, no, we don't. And maybe that's the point. We don't show them that you can win. We show them that we believe in them even when they can't. We go down swinging. If we do that, using the pieces of the totality that we rescued from the past and the future, connecting to everyone, showing them who we are, maybe it'll make a difference. Miss Martian sighs, stating that she cannot connect everyone, even with the help of the other League telepaths. She is not her uncle. And Batman tells her, no, we need Shane and Hawkgirl back here now. The boy has the power of the 6th dimension in him, but they are lost in the Promethean galaxy. Meanwhile, over in the Promethean galaxy, Hawkgirl works tirelessly in repairing the Javelin, while Shane tells her that she must rest. Her wounds haven't healed. Hawkgirl says that her pains hurt like hell, but she's done plenty to earn the hurt right now. If she doesn't fight through the pain, they're both dead. She might deserve this, but he doesn't. Shane tells her that he understands her actions. They were motivated by love. There's no foolishness in that. And that's when a voice laughs, stating, the ignorance of children. As that voice finishes, a powerful blast tears through the Javelin, and the Anti-Monitor grabs Hawkgirl, telling her, there is nothing in the multiverse more foolish than love. She struggles, yelling, you betrayed us! You turned on your brothers! And he tells her, yes, I did. And now I will crush you in my hand, just as I should have billions of years ago. Back on Earth, Lex flies down in his ship to the Hall of Justice, telling them to step out of the building. Lay down your weapons. Justice League, subjugate yourselves to Perpetua. You will still die a horrible, lingering death. But we don't need to waste time, do we? Batman calls out, everyone, this is it. Get into battle positions. Lex tells Batman that he can picture him inside of that little control room with no tricks left, the oppressing walls closing in. It must feel like a tomb. Batman pushes a button, telling him, when I built this place, I did have one last trick in mind. A final measure for a moment like this, when things seemed bleak. Everyone rushes outside, and the walls of the Hall of Justice shake as they slowly float into the air. Batman yells to everyone that this is it. Let's finish this! Lex bursts out laughing. Surely you're smart enough to surrender. Jarro then says, I got a newsflash. Batman is nowhere near that smart. In fact, I think we're all about to get real stupid in here. Right, Dad? Lex calls out to his army. The time has come. Kill them all. But as Lex's human-Martian hybrid army charges forward inside of the Hall of Justice, the League joins together with the Starmen of the past and the future in an attempt to bring the totality back together. The Starman of the future says that they can't connect with everyone, and Hawkgirl and the Brothers 3, they are tapped into the power, but it's a long shot. Superman shouts that they have to try. Once the totality is whole, each of us will have a connection to a positive force. We can channel those, and we'll supercharge this place, and that symbol in the sky will falter. As everyone tightens their grips with one another, the piece of the totality begins to merge together. Just then, there's an explosion and the entire Hall of Justice shakes. The totality splits apart, and Miss Martian tells everyone that the sigil is back at full strength. She can't reach anyone. Superman calls out that they need Shane and Hawkgirl. But meanwhile, back in the Promethean galaxy, the Anti-Monitor concentrates all of his strength into a beam, blasting into Hawkgirl, telling her that she is simply delaying the inevitable. She protects Shane with her wings spread open, with Shane yelling, "Leave my mother alone!" The Anti-Monitor stops his attack, and Hawkgirl falls to the ground, telling the Anti-Monitor, "If you want my wings, then you're damn well gonna have to get them yourself." The Anti-Monitor begins to charge back up again, and then suddenly everyone hears honking in the distance. As the Anti-Monitor looks back, there's a loud thoom as the Flash car crashes into the Anti-Monitor at full force. The power from the crash throws the brothers apart, and the Anti-Monitor jumps to his feet, shouting, "I will absorb the Monitor and the Forger again." Suddenly, a giant green construct of a tank appears above the Anti-Monitor's head, and John Stewart tells him, if he takes one more step, he'll absorb something, and it ain't gonna be the Brothers 3. Hawkgirl calls out to John, telling him that he needs to take Shane back. She's too weak to, but he stops her, telling her, "There's no way that I can do that. No one gets left behind, Shiara. The only problem is we don't have a ride home." As the World Forger gets up, Shane asks, "Can't he open up a portal?" And the World Forger stands, telling them, I could if I hadn't been drained of all my energy by my traitorous brother. To make portals, I need to strike my hammer with enough power to spark the creation of a portal. Right now, I barely have enough to even lift my arms. As the Anti-Monitor gets up, he calls out across the multiverse to Perpetua, I need your help. Your son needs your help. Meanwhile, over in the universe of Earth 44, Perpetua gets ready to destroy another Earth when she hears the faint cries of her son. She thinks to herself that she might have an idea. She picks up the entire planet, she holds it steady, and then she throws it with all of her might in the direction of the Anti-Monitor. Shane says that he can hear screaming, a psychic pain. Perpetua has done something. And the Monitor yells, You fool! You want her love! She hurled a planet at us! She has nearly killed us all! The World Forger stares down at his hammer, telling them, No. Maybe not all of us. I may not be able to strike my hammer hard enough to create a portal, but the impact of that planet, it might be enough to create a small gateway. The Monitor tells him that he won't be able to survive the impact, and the World Forger smiles, telling him, I'm not sure that any of us can, but what these heroes have taught me is that there's no shortcut, no victory without sacrifice. And if this is going to be goodbye, it will not be a sad one, brother. The World Forger picks up his hammer with his newfound determination, and he tells everyone, You have milliseconds to make it through. In 3, 2, 1. Back on Earth, the sides of justice and doom collide as everyone from each side try their hardest to put the other faction down. The Hall of Justice takes another blast from Lex's ship, and Batman tells everyone that the Hall is going down hard. Brace for impact! Wonder Woman yells that they need to get out of here, but the Starman from the past tells her to wait. He can feel something, and that's when everyone feels a strange power, and the Flash asks if John really did it. Superman screams to everyone that they need to reach out again. Now! Lex releases one last barrage on the Hall of Justice as it falls to the ground, and he yells, It's finally over. And as the smoke clears, a bright light shoots into the sky that would have destroyed the Hall of Justice. And Lex steps out of his ship asking, What is going on? No, 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 no! The doom signal in the sky begins to change, and Perpetua asks, What is going on? The energy in that area, it tilts away from doom. What have you done? The blind light shines brighter, and Superman and the others walk out with radiant power. As Superman says, What Lex did was give us a fighting chance. And that concludes today's episode of the Justice League. Subscribe to the channel, as the conclusion to the Doom War will be coming to your YouTube next Thursday. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We really do appreciate it. If you like this storyline and you want us to continue after this, because we're going to do the Doom War, and then you've got the Evil Justice League, you've got Hell Arisen. We could even go into the earlier Justice League Dark storylines that eventually tie into this as well. So we can tell you stories of Constantine, the Swamp Thing, and all those cool guys. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget, if you want early access to a lot of our videos, consider going over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian, where you can get early access to a lot of our videos along with unedited versions of our podcast. It's through our Patreon that we're able to keep making these videos even when YouTube fails us. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys who watch this, and each and every one of you guys who give us that additional help over at Patreon. Thank you, and we'll see you next time right here.